talk about this season. What do you feel about this particular season?
So let me start with the good and bad.
Baby,
right?
baby,
so
let's go.
For me, the good was, I think there's been a belief that Big Brother has to be a certain way. People want to see the fights, the drama, all of that. And I think it's okay to have a show where it's not all about who's quarreling with who broke whose head, and all of that. So I think Nigerians couldn't really understand that shift from fights every day to actually a show that people that love ships were eating good this season.
Baby.
Now, the bad or the flip side for me is I think these are the safest game players we've ever had. You know, you had people who came in with a preconceived notion of what they wanted out of the show. You had walls, you had people in their shells, you know, not wanting to show too much. And for me, there are two pillars of Big Brother anywhere in the world. It's a social experiment.
True.
You're trying to see human interaction and what it looks like. And secondly, but ultimately, it's an entertainment show.
Of course.
So you have to still entertain on the show. A lot of the housemates this year were more focused on the after the show and what they were going to become, forgetting that you entertain first. That is when you now blow.
And then you figure that out later.
After.
Maybe because they also came in pairs, it was safe. Do you think that also...
I think the pairing was also, because what Big Brother does to you is it gets in your head. You are isolated. When you get pushed to the wall, you crack. But when you have a pair and you get pushed to the wall, you go to your pair and you lean on them. Or you don't want to react because you don't want to jeopardize your pair's you know, situation. So the pairing also brought that a little bit. But I guess by the time they were split up, the mood was already kind of set in the house, so it was too late for all of that. So yeah, I think the pairs definitely had a bit of
I would say it did good, and it also did maybe a little bit weird stuff.
Yeah.
What I mean by, you know, good is, of course, when they came into the house, they still felt like they were at home. There was a safety net because Wani Handy, that's your twin. Ozzy, there's a Victoria Sean, even if at first they were not really speaking, I wouldn't know what was going on with those ones. But I think it was a bit of safeness you feel, unlike coming to a Big Brother house where everybody there is a total stranger.
Yeah, and I added to the good, sorry, because I like what you're just saying about what the pairs look like. And from the start, they said friendships will be tested, bonds will be broken. And we saw a lot of that. Day one, Sean and Victoria already look like, do you people even know each other?
They gave me so much to talk about.
Exactly. We had twins for the first time on this show. Till the day the show ended, I couldn't tell Wani and Andy apart.
I can't tell Ozzy and Ozzy.
Oh, your own is even worse.
I can't tell them apart because I will call them Ozzy. As I'm on the show, I just said, you know, Mba with twins.
Exactly. So it was
Wani
nice
and Andy,
I
don't think I can tell them apart as well.
I wish they played some more pranks on Big Brother. I told Wani and Andy, I'm like, you guys should have done the swapping belt things once in a while. And just
but I think it was also that thing you said about them trying to play so hard for the afterlife than actually enjoying the show.
Yeah.
So what housemate would you say gave you the most content this season?
The most, one might be maybe not agreeable with a lot of people, and that's Ozzy. As much as people didn't like, so there are people who accuse him a lot for...
I think my face always does a bad job of
a lot of people accuse him of him and his brother of the way the house was, with the whole respect, make sure you don't. But what he did with Victoria and Onyeka, as much as he claims it was not intentional, I think was amazing TV content. All three of them knew what they were doing. It was obviously a strategy. Oh, I kissed her, I didn't kiss her. All of that. And it played on for about 6-7 weeks, up until the last day of the show. They were still doing all of that. And I like that from a guy. You know, usually you have girls being the drama.
True.
Then, of course, there was Onyeka who told us on stage and said, if you cry, I will cry more. You know, if you have a strategy, I will steal it. And I thought, okay, we hear this thing on stage every day. Let's see what happens when you go in. And she played the game.
I mean, she
says most of that is her personality, but it was interesting to see her. She was in everybody's business. She didn't care as much as the others about what the outside looked like.
Big Brother Naija.